I think we're getting great effort in our practice. I think, and every period, every practice, and that's what you really look for, you know. And when you've been in a long time, you've had a lot of practices, and after a while, a period's not so good, or a team period's not so good. We really hadn't had that. I mean, we've had good effort. We got some things to correct, but good effort. I think right now we got to continue to move. I'm impressed with how we're kicking the ball. We just started our coverage with our punt team today, but that's something we got to really concentrate on. We got to be better at that. And that all starts with punting the ball, and the ball with a little height where it's supposed to be. And so that's, AJ's got to get us our Mitchell. And I'll tell you, Mitchell Ludwig's been punting the ball great too. I mean, we've got two really good guys there right now. And but that's going to be an emphasis. Get the ball with height where it's supposed to be, and let's cover. Because that's one thing we need to definitely improve. And after that, I'm pleased. I think, as I told you earlier, we've got the makings of a good team, and I think we're going in that direction right now. So just got to keep her going.
We haven't had a chance to talk to you about some of the injuries that we found out about. Daddy Nicholas, how serious?
He was out working today. I mean, he's in blue.
How concerned are you about that hand and it being an issue?
And I think he'll be all right in the end. You can ask Michael more, but I think in the end, you never like that with a guy that's got a tackle but I think Daddy will take care of it okay.
And Wade Hanson, you saw him in the boot Saturday.
Yeah, he's beat up a little bit, and but he'll be okay in a couple days. Nothing serious.
So these are all small.
Yeah.
Marshawn, any closer to getting cleared?
Yeah.
I know he's still a ways away, but it's
yeah.
100%. But
I thought I saw him. I think he's closer. And he wants to. He's working hard in that direction, and but the other side of it is be well when you come back, so we don't nick it up again. And so I'm relying again on our medical staff to say when he's going to be back. But I think he's getting closer all the time, man.
It seemed like Dion Newsom got some more time, maybe like I don't know if it's a 3 receiver, but more time on Saturday. Is he or is anybody else getting closer to getting that number 3 spot?
Yeah, I like Dion made a really nice catch yesterday, a tough catch, and he brings athletic ability. He's got some thickness to him. He's a tough wide receiver, and that's what you like. He'll mix it up, and I think he gives us something out there.
You had to have words, I guess, with Deion Clark after he hit Michael on Saturday. What did you see on that play, and what are your thoughts there?
We want to take care of our own players, and the other thing is we want to practice the way we play, and we're not going to have penalties in practice. We'll go over them tonight in our meeting, and we're not going to have I think how you practice and how you control yourself in practice is how you're going to play in a game. A lot of times it's tougher because you get in here and you're sore and tired, and you've been through it for about 4 or 5, 8 days, and all of a sudden tempers get a little short. Well, you got to control your temper, and so the big deal is we're going to practice the way we play, and those penalties will be addressed.
Yeah, I've had, when I was at LSU, we had a kid we signed. He was 6'8", 411 pounds when he got in there. We got him down to a small 350, and he played and was all SEC at right guard when we were down there, Herman Johnson. But, we like big people on the offensive line as long as they can move their feet and do their good job. And Parker's doing a good job. And I could see him playing some tackle. I could see him playing some guard. And that just gives us more guys who can play and compete.
I know you said from the scrimmage on Beamer Ball that Osterloh, Gallo, and Conti were the three guys you kind of praised there. What did Gallo and Conti show you in that
Gallo's
scrimmage?
been as consistent as anybody we've had this camp. He was probably that way in the spring. He never says a word. He just makes his call and does his job. And, you know, and I love the way he works. He has a great attitude. He studies the game, and I like the way he's working.
How have you coached Wyatt this August? I mean, I know he has such high potential. And
I've coached him like I've coached every one of them. I coach him hard. I think camp is a time to be very demanding. There'll be a time where we back off and get fresh, but right now camp is not that time. And I've coached him like I've coached John McLaughlin, like I've coached Augie Conti. When they do something good, I'm the first one to praise them. When they do something incorrect, I'm the first one to correct it.
how about Redmond? How's he looked since?
Redmond's done good. You know, I wish he had more experience playing the offensive line, but he wants to be good. He competes. I can see him helping us this year. But you know, he's not in a starting role yet.
Is Osterloh your sixth guy now? If anybody got hurt, you'd probably bring him in first before anybody else?
I like the way Parker's playing right now. I don't know who the first five are yet. So I like the way Parker's working.
How long can you go before you pick a starting five? Can that go right up to the eve of the Ohio State game?
I don't know
you
any
do
rules
before that?
against that. You know, but you know, we've had continuity in playing a group of five, and now we're trying to figure out who the sixth guy is, who the seventh guy is, who can we trust, and by trusting, who's going to take care of the quarterback, and who's going to open running lanes for the backs.
I know Wade's been a little nicked up lately. I know he's not a guy that has a wealth of experience at the position. Is that tough to see him have to sit out a little bit this August?
It never helps, of course, when the guy misses reps. But the good thing about it is it gives another guy a chance to get reps. Wade's played and started 4 or 5 games at the end of the year last year. So he's been in games. He's been in big games. He's been in crucial games. You know, this gives Josh Neisman more reps. It gives Parker Osterloh more reps. It gives Darius more reps. And at some time this year, we're going to need those guys.
Sorry if you did this already, but what is it about Neisman that is encouraging? What do you like that you've seen?
Oh, I love his attitude. He wants to learn the game. I love his size and athleticism. You know, he's about 280 something now, up from 262, I think, in the spring. And you know, that kid could weigh 310 and look skinny, you know. And but he's got great feet. He's got long arms. He's got the size, the athleticism, what you're looking for in the left tackle.
You mentioned that you did go through spring with a very locked in, it seemed like you had your five.
Mm-hmm.
What's changed that you've kind of opened things up here?
Oh, guys get beat up, you know, in camp, and you give guys a blow. You move John over to right tackle and move Yash up. You move Parker in there at guard. Parker's played tackle. You just mix and match them a little bit and make sure that when you have guys step up that you still keep the consistency. There's not a drop off, and that's what we're trying to get right now.
Is Najman a guy that could have some kind of role this year, or is he still a long way from seeing the field?
No. I think he's got a role this year, in my opinion. He's a talented kid. Just needs reps. He gets reps every day. When we do walkthroughs, he gets the majority of the reps. When we out here in practice, he rolls with the first team at times and give John or Wade a break. You know, I'm just trying to get as many reps as he can get. Where when the lights turn on, it's nothing new.
With somebody who's that raw, does it matter left side, right side, or are you trying to figure out still where he's more comfortable?
Yash has primarily worked at left tackle, and that's I'm trying to get him comfortable there, and that's where we see his future.
Do you feel like you found any more at, I know, Gallo's probably got your spot at center, but as far as depth behind him, do you feel like you've made any progress at center? At
center, when Kyle's healthy, I think Kyle's a really good center. I think he's going to be a really good player. He's missed a few days, but he's back out there now competing. I think Kyle's, if Kyle went through a full spring, who knows who would be starting. But I think he's done good. Other guys, Terrell and Cole Pettit, both have been out there and got some snaps, and they got to get more consistent with their snaps. But both of them have played some.
What's Wyatt Teller's preseason been like so far?
He's a really talented player. He's worked hard. He's doing fine.
When you look at your group right now, and Coach just mentioned C.J. Carroll's role as a return guy, does he have a role in that receiving core, or is he still a little bit ways behind some of those other guys?
Absolutely, he has a role. He's developing. He's coming along. He's making plays in practice. And when you have a guy doing those kind of things in practice, competing and executing to a high level, then you have no choice but to put him in the game. So that's where he is right now.
And similar for Deion Newsome, he's a guy who's played and been used in different packages. Has he sort of expanded his knowledge now that he's got that experience? What have you seen in his development?
He's developing, trying to become a complete wide receiver, not just a jet sweep threat. And his knowledge of the game is picked up from the summertime till now, so he's developing as well.
At this moment, if we had to say, who's 3, 4, 5 in your group, do you have a good picture in your head, or is that still?
It's still an everyday process for us to try to see who's executing at the highest level and who's competing at the highest level, and we'll determine it from there. Right now, it's just real close right now.
Do you feel more comfortable about your options as a 3, 4, 5 guys?
I feel a whole lot better than I did, probably I'd say the first practice of the spring, but I feel a whole lot better. Those guys worked hard in the summertime, and we're at a different place than we were before.
How are Jalen Bradshaw and Joel Caleb coming along?
Jalen Bradshaw is developing. He worked hard over the summer. He's just got to get out there and get some more experience and play faster. So we put him in a lot of situations where he has to make decisions and option routes and things of that nature. We're just trying to put him in more challenging situations to see if he can handle it, and he's doing a good job right now.
Do you think that Kevin Asante and his experience on the team kind of gives him an edge up on the other guys?
I do. He's played obviously in the past here, and so he has game experience. But he's a physical player. He brings some certain things to the table as far as just a physical presence that we need in the run game, and he does some things in the pass game as well. So he'll definitely be a guy you'll see out there.
I know you want Dimitri to be more than that speed guy. Has he diversified his game at all? Has he made progress toward that at all?
He has. This is the most physical I've ever seen him since I've gotten here. He's not just running the deep balls. He's catching the intermediate passes and running those routes. So he's coming along. He's developing, and I like where he is right now.
I know we asked you so much about the 3rd, 4th, 5th guys. We kind of overlooked the first 2 guys on there. If Cam and Isaiah gone through the summer and bettered themselves, and what have you seen of them coming out of the spring?
They worked their butts off all summer long. Like I said about those guys all the time, their work ethic is at a very high level. I sincerely appreciate and I'm blessed to have those guys just with the work ethic that they have, just for young kids. But their development is coming along. Sky's the limit for those guys, so every day they get better.
Not that you can ignore those guys during practice, but because of their work ethic, Cam and Isaiah in particular, is it a situation where you maybe don't have to pay as much attention to them and focus on the guys that you feel like you need to as far as the depth is concerned?
Well, being that those guys are still young, you gotta coach every play. So we still coach every play, but those guys have a little bit more experience, so to speak, just from last season than other guys that we would deem 3, 4, or 5 right now.
You went into spring ball basically a month and a half after you were hired at Virginia Tech. How has the summer helped you just in terms of understanding what you have relating to coaches or anything like that?
It just got me a chance to put recruiting and spring ball aside for a second and just get to study the playbook, get around the coaches, find out what my role is, what I can bring to the table as far as game planning and things of that nature, and just figuring out the best ways to approach how to coach these guys.
Have people